G'day, welcome to the Chicken Channel. Sizzling away in this beautiful copper pot, we have the beginning of another French classic. It's a chicken fricasse. We're doing ours with mushrooms and cream, and it's an absolute classic, Where the best chickens outside of Leonica come from, Bresse in France. And this is one of their hallowed dishes, so I think you should learn it. Now that we have our Leonica chicken, you can do it just as well. In the pan, you can see what I've done. I've got skin-on chicken Marylands, which just in the slightest amount of olive oil to start off with, or butter, you brown them and cook them gently for about 30 minutes. Gentle heat, turning. That's a slow caramelization we're developing there. Plus we're cooking the chicken almost through to the bone. Now, once we've done that for that period of time, what we're going to do is tilt the pan and remove any excess fat. Now, I warn you, in Bresse they wouldn't do this, Bresse, France, but we're doing it here because there's plenty of flavour in the actual chicken itself. The chicken fat's not needed. So that's been removed, the excess, and into that pan I'm going to add some herbs. I've got some French tarragon going in, a couple of bay leaves, and some thyme sprigs. Just move that down into the pan so the actual heat gets to that, and some very, very finely sliced garlic. 1 clove's all we need for those 4 legs. So nice and fine, scattered through. They virtually melt into the pan. So make sure the garlic gets down, the herbs get down, because sitting on the top, it's really not imparting anything. That's a general principle in life, right? Get it in there. When you're making a stock, make sure the stuff's not sitting on top, get it into the liquid. Making a sauce, get your ingredients into it. In this case, what little oil is there, what little fat is there, get your flavourings into that. Always good to season, so in with some nice flaky salt. Not too much pepper. Classically it'd be white pepper, as a fricasse, as the French would tell you. Black's fine. Okay, while that's happening, I'm now going to add the mushroom flavour. But first of all, I just want to show you a couple of hero mushrooms. These ones here, they're a king mushroom. They're readily available these days. And they look so fantastic. But all I'm going to do is cut them into sensible pieces, all right? So this one here, like so. And this is the king of all kings, this one here. Nice little slices. I'm just going to give them a bit of a head start, create a little bit of space and drop them in. Just to get them slightly browned, and no need to remove the chicken. In there, they'll soak up a few of those juices, contribute some of their flavours back. It's all developing. There's a lot of magic happening in this pan. You've got to love it. Right, moving across to where we have some really robust mushroom flavour, let me show you these two. These are dried mushrooms, and the thing with dried mushrooms is they do have a more concentrated flavour. No question about that. Have you ever had sun-dried tomatoes or semi-dried tomatoes? They're more concentrated in flavour than fresh tomatoes. Same thing with some of these dried mushrooms. Plus, some of these varieties we can only get overseas, and they are stronger mushrooms anyway. So whatever you choose to use, porcini, ceps, morels, whatever dried ones, reconstitute them in some sort of liquid. Now, the liquid I'm using is the liquid I'm prepared to cook with. That's a vermouth, or vermouth. It's Noilly Prat. Find a good vermouth and use that to reconstitute. Now, these have had at least an hour reconstituting in here. So what I'm going to do now is use that liquid to deglaze the pan, which is to take off all those lovely brown pieces. These mushrooms have had a bit of a fry. I'm happy with that. And I'll place the chicken back. As you can see, in there the mushrooms had a bit of a golden fry, which is nice. Chicken back into position. And what we'll do is deglaze the pan. The way we're going to do that is the juice from here, as I turn the heat up, the juice from here, which is the vermouth, going into the pan with the chicken through a strainer. Sugar that around. Sugar. It's a Scottish word. It means make everything in there nervous, agitated. Sugar, lovely, lovely. Okay, sugar around. What we're doing is releasing the chicken from the base, evaporating off the alcohol, and getting these flavours all to become one. Meanwhile, back at the chopping board, the mushrooms. Just run the knife over the top. By the way, you've got to get nice, clean, dried mushrooms because good brands won't have sand in them, right? So find a good brand, plenty of flavour, and don't buy any cheap imitations. You've got Leonica chicken, beautiful recipe. Don't skimp out on the rest of the ingredients. In with the mushrooms. And they are really going to give us a fantastic mushroom punch. Great flavour. Again, as I said before, let's push everything into the sauce. You want that alcohol to evaporate off completely. Very important. Because I think alcohol left in the pan will give you a sickly flavour. So the alcohol goes and you're left with the flavour of the original drink. In this case, it's the vermouth, which is a concentrated white wine flavour, really. Nice and high, evaporating off. A couple of things we have here now. Once that alcohol is evaporated off, we can add a touch of chicken stock, right? So properly made chicken stock, just so that we have the chicken just about 1/3 covered in liquid, and we pour in our runny cream. Cream, let me tell you, right? The French use a lot of butter and cream, and these days we've been taught, let's cut down on these sorts of things, right? Do you know what? If you want to cut down on fats and salts and things like that, throw out your chips, stop eating those chocolate bars, but when it comes to real flavour, put it in here. It's really worth it. The use of dairy extends the flavour. Our chicken, if we were to taste it without cream, we'd taste it for, say, 1 minute. With cream, you taste chicken for 2 or 3 minutes. It really extends the flavour. Now, all we have to do to finish this dish off is just let it simmer down until we get to sauce consistency. Hit it with some parsley, a little bit more pepper. That, my friends, is an absolute classic.